How's it going, guys? Welcome to another video. I'm in the Santan Mountains near the little town of Queen Creek, Arizona. And this is one of the few times that I've come to the location without much prior planning. And the reason for that is because I simply couldn't find too many details about this location online. Google Earth was not much of a help, and there are no real trails around here. There's one trail that I saw about a mile away that people have gotten pictures from, and I've seen the pictures and they're okay. But the one thing that made me come here was actually, surprisingly, Google Street View. There's a little road. From Google Street View, I was kind of able to tell that there are some really interesting looking cliffs not too far from where I'm standing right now. You can kind of see them behind me. And I think that the morning sun, although right now, of course, the one area of the sky that is covered by cloud is where the sun is going to rise. But hopefully that sun will peek out a little bit, and I'm hoping it'll light up those cliffs quite nicely. That's the hope. And from where I am on top of this hill, I have a great viewpoint of those cliffs behind me, as well as spinning around here, catching the sunrise over some really nice layers of mountains. And that horizon is really far. I mean, from here I could see really, really far away, which is really cool. So I'm gonna try to set up my camera for now, take a few shots before sunrise so I get those pink colors and orange colors in the sky. They're actually fading quite a bit right now, so I'm gonna have to get set up quickly, and we'll see what we can do with that. So let's start it. So I have some really nice layers of mountain in the distance there where the sun is rising. Unfortunately, the color in the sky is getting snuffed out by those clouds that are slowly but surely moving eastward and kind of clouding up where the sun is going to rise. So I'm a little bit disappointed about that. Hopefully we'll still get direct sunlight for at least a minute. But for now I have some really nice shots pre-sunrise of some distant peaks. I'm at about 120 millimeters. And I'm shooting at f6.3 to capture a little bit more light. 1/13 of a second, ISO 100. It's such a calm, peaceful image. The tones are so pastel-like. It's really, really nice. Still got a good 15 minutes till sunrise, so anything can happen at this point in terms of the sun being visible. But I'm not getting my hopes up. There is some really nice light in the sky now. We got some beautiful pinks, very, very soft tones because the light is not harsh at all. So I'm trying to work with that soft light, but it would be great on these cliffs behind me if there would be direct sunlight at sunrise. I feel like that will create a really magical scene. But for now, I'm still taking shots of some of the distant peaks. All right, so we're getting some direct sunlight, as you can tell from my face, and it's probably gonna go away in a few minutes. So I only have a few minutes to capture some shots of those cliffs being lit up by that morning sun, and they didn't light up the way I really anticipated. They all kind of lit up all at the same time from top to bottom. I kind of wanted the light to creep from top slowly to bottom, but I don't think those cliffs are tall enough to really have that effect. So I'm gonna try to work with it anyway, and try to work in some of these foreground cacti, I believe they're called barrel cacti, into this scene where I have these cacti kind of leading you into some of those cliffs in the distance being lit by that sun, because it is really nice light, and as you can tell, the moon is out, so that kind of adds a really cool effect as well. So I'm going to try to get a couple shots here. I'm going to be using right now, I think, about 50 millimeters. I might zoom in more, and I might take a wide angle shot as well. I feel like this is the sort of location where you need your entire arsenal of lenses, because there's just so much around, and because I didn't have so much planning done beforehand, I didn't really know what to expect. So let's start this up. All right, so I may be going a little crazy here, but I'm kind of switching back and forth between my long lens and my wide lens because I keep seeing new things, new details, new vistas. And I'm struggling to find that one composition that is really killer. Everything is nice. I mean, you know, we got some cool photogenic cliffs back there, and I'm getting some decent foreground interest, but nothing is really striking me as like, wow, that's just unreal. And then I came across this whole field in front of me, down here in this valley of saguaro cacti, kind of being lit by the sun with their shadows being cast onto the ground, and it's kind of looking really cool. So I might try to get a shot using my long lens of some of those saguaro cacti. They almost look like an army invasion of some sort coming through the valley. So I'll try to get that shot, stick around for a few more minutes, try to pull off a few more from the cliffs, and maybe facing more toward the sun as well. And then we'll head on down and go for a little hike.
Although I didn't get any images from the hiking part of this video, and overall, the morning was not one I would consider a photographic success, I still wanted to include all this footage in the video. First, to honestly and accurately document the course of the trip, and second, to show how sometimes we don't end up with amazing images, but the experience is always worth it.
It is tough going down this sandy wash. Not easy to walk through. A few inches of sand. But the terrain is really interesting because it kind of combines the Sonoran Desert area and vegetation with cliffs and mountains that are reminiscent of the red rocks in Sedona a little bit, which is really interesting. You have that layering effect in some of the rocks, which is really cool. I don't know if I can actually get up them or even get near them. I would like to. It's still a fun trail to walk through, and at this point in the day, I don't think I'm going to get any spectacular shots, but it is still worth it just so that I might be able to find something in the future to come back to. Wow. So I kind of hiked halfway up that cliff, and honestly, I'm at the point where I don't think it's worth getting to the top of it, or at least a ridge of it, because number one, I know the viewpoint is not that great. I mean, sure, you got a great view of the valley, but in terms of a composition, there's nothing up there. And honestly, I don't feel like I want to risk getting to that top. I'm going to play it safe here. So I'm going to scramble back down and try to meet back up with that sand wash and start heading back. See you soon. I'm absolutely bombed. This terrain is not easy to walk through at all. besides for the rocks and the cacti all around, make sure that you don't brush against them, there's also tons of needles all over the floor. But cactus needles, that is. They kind of fall off these giant trees or bushes over here. They're just scattered across the ground, and you really have to watch your step because I'm wearing hiking boots with like thick soles. And even so, every now and then I can kind of feel a little prick going into the sole of my foot. And that's not fun. And in addition to that, I don't think I really got any decent compositions here along this hike. So I'm going to start heading back to the car now. Hopefully I'll find my way pretty quick. I'm done walking through this stuff for now. So we'll see what we got on the other side when we get back to the computer. But for now, that's all for this video. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Till then, out.